Everyone, and thanks everyone again for joining day 13 of Srimad Bhagavatam Katha, and our sincere thanks as usual to Satchidananda Das Prabhuji. Certainly, all of us must be filled with a deep sense of gratitude for Prabhuji for providing us such a deep and elaborate explanation of each verse in Srimad Bhagavatam and delivering his sessions to us with such enthusiasm and vigor every week. So, this is almost like 3 months now. We have been having this Bhagavatam Katha. And I take this opportunity to thank Prabhuji again for his special mercy on all of us. So today is day 13 of the Srimad Bhagavatam Katha and part 4 of the lecture on verse 1.1.2. In the last session, we started with a bhajan Parama Karuna Bahudvijana from one of the books of Lochan Das Thakur, and which Prabhuji explained brilliantly. So the bhajan asserted that Gaura Nitai, they are the summum bonum or the essence of all the avatars. They introduce the most munificent process of obtaining Krishna Prem, and the success of human life is Krishna Prema. So there is nobody as compassionate as Gaura Nitai. So we should always chant Hari. In the last 4 sessions, Prabhuji has been explaining elaborately on the shlokas of verse 1.1.2. The key understanding for verse 1.1.2 is that religion includes 4 primary subjects, which we know as dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. So, namely, pious activities, economic development, satisfaction of the senses, and finally, liberation from the material bondage. Based on Prabhuji's explanation, we have understood certainly that pious activities are very good, but not the highest for a jiva. Even moksha, which is more often than not equated with the annihilation of existence of the jiva, is a Mayavad concept and should be rejected by a true devotee. The true and highest dharma of the jiva is rendering service to the Supreme Personality Krishna, and as such, service will automatically bestow bliss or ananda on the jiva, which is its true nature. The topmost beauty or religiosity of mankind, as proclaimed in Srimad Bhagavatam, is thus uninterrupted and non materially motivated bhakti to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Also, when we come to the understanding that Sri Krishna is the factual and real thing to know and understand that He is the absolute truth, uh, then the threefold miseries of kleshas are uprooted. So, this was a brief summary of what we have. Prabhuji has been talking for the last 4 sessions on this, 3 sessions on this shloka. And before we request Prabhuji, just there are some important announcements which we like to make because there are some important events coming up. And as all of us know, according to the Vaishnava calendar, today is Vijay Dashami or Dashera. So happy Dashera to all of us, all of you. And secondly, today is also the appearance day of Srila Madhavacharya. Monday, October 26th, tomorrow is Pashana Kusha Ekadashi. So, as per the tradition, we fast from beans and grains. Tuesday, October 27th, is the disappearance day of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, and Raghunath Das Goswami. Friday, October 30th, is the end of the third month of Chaturmasa. And Saturday, October 31st, we'll be sharing this announcements also in our WhatsApp group. Saturday, October 31st is the fourth month of the Chaturmas. The 4th month of Chaturmas begins, and we should be fasting from urad dal, idli, dosa, or any other preparation containing urad dal. November 1st is finally the most awaited and auspicious month of Kartik. So Kartik begins on Sunday, November 1st. So all of us are requested to sing the Damodar Ashtakam every day and offer ghee lamp to Radha and Krishna, more chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and increase our Krishna conscious activities of reading Bhagavatam and Krishna consciousness literatures and shastras. And so starting next Sunday, Prabhuji will be will be dedicating the entire Kartik month to such satsangs of Bhaktivedanta Bhagavat group to make amazing katha of Damodar Leela, and Prabhuji will be explaining us the Damodar Ashtakam. So that those were the important announcements we had to make. And now we would request Prabhuji to commence today's session. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, wishing you all a wonderful and a happy Dashera. Today is Sunday, October 25th, 2020. So, all glories to Sri Lord Ramachandra and all glories to all the Vaishnavas. So, I will start today's program by singing the glories of Lord Ramachandra in the famous pada or bhajan, Sri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana. So if you want, you can take a few seconds to find it on your smartphone or computer. Sri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana. Loka viramam rana rana dhiram rajiva netram raghuvanshanatham karunya rupam Karunakarantam Shri Ramachandram Sharanam Prapadye Janaka Sutavara Jagajanani Janaki Atishaya Priya Karuna Nidhan Ki Mangala Bhavana Amangala Hari Dravosho Dasharata Ajaravi Hari Siya Ram Lakshmana Hanuman Ki Jai 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 Shri Dashrath Nandana Jai Shri Ram Ki Jai Shri Ramachandra Krupa Prubhajamana Arana Bhava Bhaya Darunam Navakanjalochana Kanjamukakar Kanjapada Kanjarunam Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Kandarpaya Ganitaya Mita Chavinava Nilani Raja Sundaram Patapitamanuhu Taritaruchi Suchi Naumi Jana Kasutavaram Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram. Kandarpaya ganitayamita chavi navanilani raja sundaram janulam patapitamaनु karita ruchi suchi naumi janaka sutavaram patapitamaनु karita ruchi suchi naumi janaka sutavaram Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Bhajadina Bandhu Dinesha Dhanava Daityavam Shanikandanam Raghunandayananda Kandakosha Chandra Dasharatha Nandanam Raghunandayananda Kaushala Chandra Dasharatha Nandanam Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Sira Mukuta Kundala Tilaka Charu Udarayanga Vibhushanam Ajanubhuja Sar Chapdhara Sangrama Jita Kar Dushanam Ajanubhuja Sar Chapdhara Sangrama Jita Kar Dushanam Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Iti vadati tulasi dasa shankar sesha muni mana ranjanam Iti vadati tulasi dasa shankar sesha muni mana ranjanam mama hridayam Mama Hridaya Mama Hridaya Kunjani Vasa Kuru Kama Vikhala Dala Ganjanam Mama Hridaya Kunjani Vasa Kuru Kama Vikhala Dala Ganjanam Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Bolo Shri Ramachandra Bhagwan ki Jai Bolo Shri Dashrath Nandana की जय श्री विजयदशमी उत्सव महाउत्सव की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल So, continuing in the theme of Srimad Bhagavatam, the second verse, we have been very fortunate to obtain a very nice pada that will explain the deeper inner meanings of the second verse in Vrajras. So I will first sing it and then we will continue the connection of this pad or this bhajan with the fourth session of our verse number 2 from the first canto. Hare Krishna. So this pad, I don't know if it will be easily found, but you can just follow it right now. And then I don't think I found it online. One of my good friends, Vijay Krishna Prabhu, sent it to me, and what perfect timing based on because I was planning on discussing the inner meaning, the rasic meaning of the second verse, and this would not have been this would have been the best timing that I received it. So let us first engross ourselves and prepare the mood, and then we will serve Srimad Bhagavatam, Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam. This is in Rag Malkonsh. Rag Malkonsh is generally sung at night, late evenings. मोहन गोपी चित्त समर्पित मोहन विवल भाव सनिम विपिना माहो मोरली हाथ सजी घर परिवार बिसरी गई गोपी सगरी भाग चलिम घर परिवार बिसरी गई गोपी सगरी भाव चलिम बंधु पिता पति भाई बरजिता माने ना एक कलिम बंधु पिता पति भाई बारी जत माने ना एक कलिम विपिन माहो मोरली हाथ सजी वृंदा विपिन नीरव यमुना तट कुंज में कृष्ण धनी वृंदा विपिन नीरव यमुना तट कुंज में कृष्ण धनी मोहक मूर्ति कमल नयन हरि मोहक मूर्ति कमल नयन हरि स्वागत करत धनी विपिन माहो मोरली हाथ सजी विपिन माहो मोरली हाथ सजी तुम अभिलाष कहो हासत हिलोर भरी तुम अभिलाष कहोरी गोपी हासत हिलोर भरी मन अनुकूल करूं क्या तेरो आयरण्य परी विपिन माहो मोरली हाथ सजी व्रज माहू सुभग कुशल है आली क्योरी आई गई व्रज माहू सुभग कुशल है आली क्योरी आई गई शिशु सास पति ढूंढत होंगे, रात में देर भई। व्रज माहो सुभग कुशल है अली, व्रज माहो सुभग कुशल है अली। क्यों रे आई गई, क्यों रे आई गई। शिशु सास पति ढूंढत होंगे, शिशु सास पति ढूंढत होंगे, रात में देर भई, रात में देर भई। विपिन मोह मोरली हाथ सजी। खेत खरवट ब्रज जाओ गोपी, दुनिया काहि कही। खेत खरवट ब्रज जाओ गोपी, दुनिया काहि कही। निष्ठुर वाक्य सुनी सब गोपी, सुझ बुझ जात रही। विपिन माहु, विपिन माहु मोरली हाथ सजी। विपिन माहु मोरली हाथ सजी। चेतन शून्य भई सब गोपी, गोविंद पाव परी। चेतन शून्य भई सब गोपी, गोविंद पाव परी। गोविंद पाव परी, गोविंद पाव परी। गोविंद 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 गोविंद। चेतन शून्य भाई सब गोपी, गोविंद पाव परी। राज नारायण दास के स्वामी, गोपी कृष्ण हरि। हो राज नारायण दास के स्वामी, राज नारायण दास के स्वामी, गोपी कृष्ण हरि। Krishna Hari, Gopi Krishna Hari, Gopi Krishna Hari, Gopi Krishna Hari, Vipina Maho Murali Aat Saji. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Aradhyo Bhagwan Vrajeshu Tanayas Taddham Vrindavanam Ramya Kachidupasana Vrajavaduvargena Taya Kalpita Srimad-Bhagavata Purāṇa Yamalam Prema Pumartho Mahan Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhur Mataidam Nayatra Yagraha Paraha Shrinvanta Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanam Hridiyantasta Bhadrani Vidunoti Suhrutsatam Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naisthiki Nigama Kalpataro Galitam Phalam Shukhamukhadravam Rutam Samyutam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka Granthraj Srimad-Bhagavatam Ki Jai. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, welcome everybody on this very auspicious day of Dashera, Vijay Dashmi, for assembled to serve Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam. We had been discussing for the last 3 sessions, today being the 4th, the chronologically second verse, but the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, Dharma projita kaitavatra Parmo nirmatsaranam satam Vedyam vastavamatra vastu Shivadam taputrayon moolanam Srimad-Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kim va Pareshwara Sadyo Avarudyate Atra Krutubhi Sushrubhis Tatsharan. So, uh, Asim Prabhu had very nicely uh, summarized the last session, and this Srimad Bhagavatam message is very explicit, it is very clean, and it is very direct. Uh, because people are generally adapt to so many different types of duties or dharmas. And we explained through the sessions that dharma of an entity is the constitutional or the absolute position of, or the duty or the quality, eternal quality of an entity. We gave examples of fire. The dharma of fire is heat and light. Fire cannot exist without heat and light. And fire always has these qualities or dharma of heat and light in an eternal way, in the past, present, and in the future, absolute in nature. So, similarly, the dharma of the jiva, one can change faith, but one cannot change one's dharma. This is a very good point that one should take note of. Uh, as we see that India or Bharatvarsh in the last couple centuries, because of the Sanatan Dharma that we have, the eternal Dharma of the soul, which is the qualities of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Tolerance is one of the greatest qualities, and due to the tolerance, a lot of external foreign forces have taken advantage of India's Sanatan Dharma or Hinduism. I do not like to use the word Hinduism or the word Hindu because this does not exist in the Shastra. It is a misnomer. Please try to understand. It is the British who mispronounced certain words. The civilization that was across the Indus River, the Sindhu Nadi, which they call the Indus River, they call them the Indus. And then it slowly became a misnomer known as the Hindus. Depending on what part of the world persons are, certain syllables are either changed or according to their dialect. Like, for example, some of you Vaishnavas here or devotees are from Orissa and from Bengal. So in Bengali, they do not typically say the word we or the va. If they have to say Vrindavan, they will say Vrindavan. If they have to say Vaishnava, they will say Vaishnava. So similarly, the settlement across the Indus River became Hindus. So that is the reason Hindus is a misnomer, something that was coined much recently, but there is no such word as Hindus in the Shastras. So we have to always refer ourselves as followers of Sanatan Dharma. Now, due to the tolerance of Sanatan Dharma, the foreign forces used to come and start converting the people to different faiths. So some of these Mughals who came, they forcefully converted the Sanatan Dharmis into Islam, and they became Muslims. Their faith changed to Muslims, but the jiva or the soul that is in that body, that dharma never changed. And what is that dharma? We explained, just like fire's constitutional properties, eternal properties are heat and light. The dharma of the jiva or the soul, a living entity, is service, seva, and ananda, a bliss or happiness. So whether one is changes the faith later on, due to the East India Company and the British Raj, the British came in, and along with them came the Jesuits and the forceful conversions of the Sanatan Dharmis to the Catholic or the Christian faith. So the faith can change, one can change their faith, but as far as the jiva is concerned, based on Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, based on the description of the Vedas, the nature or the dharma of the soul is seva and and happiness or bliss. Whether one is a Muslim of faith, one is a Buddhist faith, one is a follower of Sanatan Dharma, one is a Catholic or a Christian or a Jewish person or whatever their faith can be, but they are constantly serving their own self, serving their families, their children, their parents, their extended families, their relatives, and then they further extend it to their community. So, and then further it is extended to the country, all the isms, patriotism, socialism, etc. So this perverted form of service will still remain. The quality of service will never be diminished, or it will never be eradicated, no matter what one's faith may be. And while one is practicing a certain faith, we are all in pursuit of some happiness. One of the reasons of following a certain faith is believing in a higher power, and believing in a higher power brings about a, a peace in their lives and prosperity. And that is exactly what the Sanatan Dharmis also, based on the Vedic injunctions, dharma, artha, kam, and moksha. We explained those four terms which Naradji had actually condemned Vyasadeva for elaborately explaining dharma, artha, kam, and moksha without actually explaining the eternal religion of mankind, the eternal dharma of mankind, which is not transient, which is not subject to time, space, and circumstance. It is eternal in nature, whether one is in the material world or one is fortunate to be promoted and gets liberation into the spiritual world. So that is one of the reasons Vyasadeva was blessed with the internal vision that was blessed due to due to Naradji giving him Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam says, Dharma projita kaitava traparmo nirmat saranam satam. Just a quick revision. So this Srimad Bhagavatam rejects all kinds of cheating, completely rejects. Projita means with disgust, complete rejection, rejects the all kinds of dharma or faiths that are transient in nature, or that are not directed, that service or seva is not directed to the supreme personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, or to any of his expansions or avatars. So this is a very, very important point that we have to understand before we actually go into the, actually if we even understand the first verse perfectly, then I think we have understood the Srimad Bhagavatam. Sometimes certain verses are actually expounded after expansion after expansion after expansion through the medium of hundreds and thousands of verses, just to prove one point, just to understand, to make the listeners, to make the spiritualists understand the most important point. So that is bhakti. The eternal dharma is bhakti. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir adokshaje ahituki apratiyata jena atma suprasidati. The topmost dharma, savai pumsam, for mankind. Pumsam means mankind. Paro dharma, the topmost dharma, is what? Yato bhakti radokshaje. Service or seva, direct service to, direct our services or seva to the eternal, infallible Krishna, who is known as by the name Adhokshaja, who is also not very easily seen by our material senses. Aksha means eyes, Aksha means senses, Ja means born of. So information or knowledge that we perceive, that is born of our senses, is called Akshaja. And Krishna is known as Adhokshaja, meaning opposite. We cannot perceive the Supreme Lord or any of his avatars or any of the pure transcendental subject matters with our material senses. We have to be blessed, and we have to be blessed by Sri Krishna who sends his pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada, the Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas, and the Acharyas in the four bona fide Vaishnava Sampradayas. These great Acharyas descend. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. He has actually descended Krishna Presthaya Bhutale, one who is extremely dear to Sri Krishna Bhutale. He descended from the spiritual world, from Golok Vrindavan. So it is only by their mercy we can understand these higher spiritual subject matters or the eternal dharma of the soul. We can understand that. And Srimad Bhagavatam has clearly indicated and spelt out that all kinds of cheating religions have been rejected in this Srimad Bhagavatam, and those who are clean in heart, they are nirmat saranam, who are 100%, who are pure in heart, they can understand this concept very easily. Those devotees, satam, vedyam vastavamatra. Vedyam means to know. These pure devotees understand, and these pure devotees are also called Bhagavats because they live Bhagavat. They live the life or that are teachings of the Bhagavat. They are also known as Mahabhagavats. Srila Prabhupada is also known as Mahabhagavat because whatever he spoke, whatever he taught, whatever everything he revolved around Krishna consciousness based on pure devotional service or pure bhakti. So Vedyam Vastavam Atra, in this Atra Vastu. And what is that Vastu? The absolute truth, Satyam Param Dhimahi, Brajendra Nandan, Nandan Nandan Sri Krishna, which Lord Brahma describes in the beginning of creation. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchid Ananda Rupa, Anadir Adir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. He is known as Govinda. Govinda, we explained, means one who gives pleasure to the cows. Go means cows, and go means the senses. Our senses get purified. Our senses are able to grasp this spiritual messages if we are following the proper purificatory process as prescribed by Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. So, this is what Srimad Bhagavatam is all about. Vedyam Vastavam, it in reality, it teaches us, it gives us the information about Satyam Param Dhimahi, the absolute truth, Sri Krishna, from whom everything emanates. All the avatars. Today is the Vijayotsav or Lord Ramachandra. Lord Ramachandra appeared because of the irreligiosity as described in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna personally has mentioned this, that what is that nice verse that he says that yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya. He comes, whenever there is irreligiosity is prominent, he descends. Paritranam sadhunam vinashayati duskritam dharma sanstapakaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Millennium after millennium, I come taking different avatars to uplift mankind and to relieve them from the demoniac personalities like Ravan, who was the demoniac personality. And the demoniac personalities is in all of us as long as we are trying to lord it over everything. We want to be bhokta. We want to be the enjoyer. But Krishna is alone the enjoyer. Please try to understand this very important concept. Sometimes I'm repeating some of the points again and again because they are something that one has to completely understand before we go deeper into Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna says, Bhoktaram sarva yagya tapasyam, sarva loka maheshwaram, surat sarva bhutanam, gyatva mam shanti richati. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has personally said that I am the Bhokta. Bhog means enjoy. If the simple translation of bhoga from Sanskrit to English is enjoy. One who is the enjoyer is known as Bhokta. One who enjoys the enjoyer is known as Bhokta, and to enjoy means bhoga. So even when we are making some offering in front of the Lord, you take a nice thali and cook wonderful items and you place it in the front of the Lord with lots of love, with a tulsi leaf, then at that point it is bhoga. It is not prasad. Some of these people make a mistake. Can you get some prasad? Let us offer prasad to Krishna. Let us offer prasad. No, we do not offer prasad to Krishna. It will be an offense to offer prasad to Krishna, because prasad means something that Krishna enjoys. Prasad is the result of this enjoyment. So when Krishna enjoys the bhoga, the thali, with all the different the dishes that you have made, and with love when you offer it, so that is his bhoga. Krishna, this is your bhoga, please enjoy it. This is for your satisfaction. And then when Krishna enjoys it simply sometimes by his glance, he doesn't have to pick up his hands like us, or open his mouth and start chewing. He doesn't have to do that. Brahma Samhita tells Angani Yasya Sakalen Indriya Vritti Manti Pashyanti Panti Chiram Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chinmaya Satu. So like this, Krishna, each and every, or Krishna's forms, different avatars, the different angas, like the ears can do the job of eyes, eyes can do the job of nose, the eyes can do the job of mouth, and interchange any of his indriyas, any of his senses, because his senses are not material like us, and they are not limited like us. The hand can do only a specific function. The hand can work hard, it can write things, it can pick up things, but the hand cannot chew, the hand cannot digest. The different indriyas in the material body helps in unison to to nourish the whole body. But Krishna's body and Krishna's soul are one, and then they are unique. So these certain principles we have to very nicely understand. So he is the bhokta, and bhog means just not food items. It can be, supposing if somebody, like today's Dashera, some people may have bought jewelry. They buy jewelry. The first thing that the Sanatan Dharmis, who are proper Viveki, who are proper in the religious concept, they offer it at the altar to Sri Krishna's lotus feet, or they make Krishna wear it, or Radharani wear that jewelry, whether it is a bangle or a bracelet or a necklace. This is for you. This is your bhoga, this jewelry bhoga. Please accept this golden jewelry bhog. And then when you keep it on Krishna for some time, and then you accept it in the form of prasad. And then when you wear it, it is prasad. So that prasad is reaction free. So this is a subject for another time. But the main point that I was trying to make here is Krishna is the bhokta. He is the supreme enjoyer. And because we are made in his image, man was made in the image of God. The Old Testament, in the Christianity also mentions that. We didn't even explain at one point that Christianity, pure Christianity, is a simplified form of Vaishnavism. So everything is for the enjoyment of the Lord, and everything should be for the service of the Lord. We should all be engaged in the service of the one who enjoys. Just like a servant, he brings things. Malik, can I bring you this? Malik, I brought this to you. Malik, now let me give you a massage. Malik, let me fan you. Malik, let me do this for you, do that for you. So that is the service of the servant for the enjoyer, who is the Malik or the master. So this is what we have to understand. And that is the reason why Srimad Bhagavatam says that Vedyam Vastavam Atra Vastu. This Atra Vastu means Sri Krishna, the supreme enjoyer, and this Sri Krishna, the original supreme personality of Godhead, Nandan Nandan, from whom everything emanates. And Shivadam Tapotray Unmulanam. This Krishna, once we take to this process of serving Srimad Bhagavatam, following the instructions of Srimad Bhagavatam, taking to the process of bhakti, then what happens? The result is Shivadam. Shivadam means it brings all auspiciousness or well-being. Shivadam Tapotray Unmulanam. When we serve the book Bhagavat, Shastra Bhagavat, or when we serve the person Bhagavat, it brings auspiciousness in our life. It's very, very important. Bhagavat means Sri Krishna. Bhagavat means Sri Krishna and his pastimes with his intimate associates. Bhagavat means Krishna's Leelas. So they are non-different from Sri Krishna. So we have to understand this concept. Very, very fundamental points that I am repeating. So this is why Shivadam, Tava Kathamritam, Tapta Jivanam, Kavi Biriditam, Kalmashapaham, Shravana Mangalam, Srimad-Bhagavatam, Bhuvi grinanti je bhurida jana. Gopi Geet. Now Kartik is coming starting next Sunday, 1st of November. So every evening, I will be setting up a different Zoom session for Gopi Geet especially. We will be singing that in Vrindavan. We sing that every day in the evening. So this is a wonderful, very, very highly sublime subject matter of Gopi Geet. And we will be singing that. That will bring auspiciousness, which is not different from Bhagavad, because all the activities of Sri Krishna, all the activities of gopis, all the activities, transcendental activities, especially in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, not to say all the other cantos are there, they are all spiritual and all transcendental activities. That is all Bhagavat. So Vedyam Vastav Matra Shivadam, it will bring auspiciousness. And what is the highest auspiciousness? What is that highest auspiciousness? That highest auspiciousness is when we are promoted to the platform of the jiva, of the soul, self-realized on the original platform, that jiver swarup hoy Krishnir Nitya Das. When we go beyond our different types of seva or dharmas that have arisen out of this body due to the material world, we have taken birth in a certain family, in a certain environment. So we have our certain extended bodies, the duty to family, duty to son, children, duty to parents, duty to wife, duty to relatives, duty to the society, duty to country, etc. So all these dharmas take a back seat, because you are not this body. So once that auspiciousness comes in, we will first realize that you are not this body. Which Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Krishna starts with those auspicious teachings to Arjun, that my dear Arjun, try to understand, na jayate mriyate va kadachin, nayam bhutva bhavitavano bhuyo, ajo nitya shashvatam ayam purano, na hanyate hanyamane sharire. So as far as the soul is concerned, it doesn't take birth. Na jayate mriyate, it does not die. Va kadachin, never, nor in the past, nor now in the present, nor in the future. Nayam bhutva bhavitavana bhuyo. Ajo, it is unborn. Ja means janma, and aja means opposite. Aja means unborn. Ajo, nitya, the soul is eternal. Ajo nitya. Ayam purano, it is the oldest of all. Na hanyate hanyamane shadire. It is not slain when the body is slain. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantar praptis dhiras tatra namuhyati. Krishna starts the Bhagavad Gita like this by explaining that, oh Arjun, you are talking like asochanam asochastam pragyavadanscha bhasase gatasuna gatasunscha nanu shochanti pandita. You're talking like a pandit, when in a very polite way he is telling Arjun that you are talking like a fool. Actually, you are on a bodily concept, and you are thinking that all these Kauravas that are assembled in front of you are your cousins, and all these personalities who taught you archery like Dronacharya and Kripacharya, the Kulguru, etc., and Bhishmadev, the grandsire, etc. All these relationships are out of this body, but you are not this body. As the soul passes through from the very young age, Kaumaram, from the time of birth, the soul enters into a particular body. It starts going through a transmigration process from Kaumar, from the young boy or young boyhood to youth, Kaumaram, and then tatha at the end, when from youth to old age, and then the body is slain, but the soul is not. Soul continues on its journey based on the karma. So the auspiciousness part, Shivadam, is when we all know that we are not this body, we are a soul. Most of the Sanatan Dharmis know, but we do not have the realization. Please try to understand the difference between knowing something and realization. Like, for example, in $1 billion, there are 9 zeros after number 1. There are 9 zeros. So everybody knows that there are 9 zeros, but that does not make them billionaires, right? Billionaires are those who actually possess those $1 billion, to give you a crude example. So similarly, that auspiciousness, when we understand, when we realize that we are not this soul, then we will go beyond the bodily concept. That auspiciousness will bring Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kankshati sama sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktir labhate param. Krishna says those personalities who had obtained this top bhakti, they have obtained this top bhakti, their symptoms are that they are always very happy because they know they will never die. Only the body dies. They are never hankering after any material things. Na kankshati, nor lamenting whether somebody dies or somebody lives or somebody says bad words, abusive language, or sometimes people eulogize that person. Somebody garlands them or sometimes beats them with a shoe. To them, they are completely equipoised because they are Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. Just like Jesus Christ also, he is Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. He said most Christians don't understand this concept. When Jesus Christ, most of you all know that when he was on the cross, he said, "For Father, forgive them," the famous words, "for they do not know what they are doing." When those Roman soldiers put him on the cross and nailed him, and they were putting him to the torture towards death, Jesus Christ, being a Vaishnava, being an Acharya, he says that they do not know, they're thinking on the bodily concept, that by putting me on the cross and that this body will bleed to death, but the soul, the real person, who I am, your son, will always be eternal. So this is auspiciousness. Shivadam. So this auspiciousness only comes when we serve Bhagavat. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavat and book Bhagavat. Then we will understand Shivadam Tapatray Unmulam. It will take away all types of miseries categorized within the Adhyatmic, Adibhautik and Adidaivi kleshas. Miseries that have been brought upon the self, miseries by others, and miseries that happen due to natural catastrophes or the supernatural forces or demigods. So the Tapatray Unmulanam, completely uprooting that tap, the miseries. So once you are a Brahma Bhuta Prasanna Atma, nothing can affect us. Whether an earthquake comes or COVID-19 comes or somebody beats us or whatever, or somebody dies in our family, Brahma Bhuta Prasanna Atma. That is Mangalmay. Srila Vyasadeva, very nice example comes to my mind. We always, before chanting the holy names, Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vyāsadeva Gaur Bhaktavedanta, Srila Vyasadeva is none other than Naradji in the Pancha Tattva, the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So every evening in the night, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to conduct nocturnal kirtans, in the night kirtans, with a very limited, intimate group associates in the house of Srivas Acharya, and the house of Srivas Acharya. And Srivas Acharya was such a pure devotee. When Mahaprabhu sang, Srivas Acharya sang, Mahaprabhu used to go into ecstasy, and behind closed doors, and Mahaprabhu used to reveal so many wonderful leelas, including the bhav of Vrindavan, etc. So one time, while they were doing this wonderful ecstatic kirtan, they heard some crying outside in the next rooms. And Srivas Acharya immediately went outside, and he heard the women in the house, his wife and his brother's wife and his brothers, all crying incessantly. And he said, "Shh, what are you doing? Mahaprabhu will be disturbed. His kirtan will be disturbed. What happened?" He says, "Your son died." "Oh, okay. Krishna Gati. He just simply, blessed his son that, you have already." He did not even, and he was all about to go back. But Mahaprabhu is Mahaprabhu. He is Krishna. He is the Paramatma, and within all heart, he immediately came along with all the other associates and said, "What happened, Srivas?" And he saw everybody crying and lamenting. And then he said that, my son passed away. So Mahaprabhu said, "Look at Srivas. Look at his bhakti. That is auspiciousness beyond the bodily concept." He says, "Srivas, your bhakti like you, is just amazing. I am so fortunate that I am able to associate with you." Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made such a statement. So this is bhakti. Pure bhakti is Mangalmay. It is Shivadam. It always brings auspiciousness, no matter where we are. And Narkesu, Swargeshu, Apavargeshu, Samatulya Darshana. As far as the pure Vaishnava is concerned, is whether that Vaishnava is posted due to Krishna's will in the lower planetary systems, or in the Swarga, in the upper planetary systems, or Apavarga, Apavarga means there are also higher planetary systems, or we can even say the Vaikuntha planets. That is called Apavarga. Wherever there's a Sama, they're always very happy and they're always serving Sri Krishna. So that is Shivadam. Tapotray Unmulanam. Srimad Bhagavatam Mahamuni Krite Kim Va Parai Ishvara Sadyo Rudi Avaruddhate Atra Krutibi Sushrubi Tatshanat. Very, very beautiful. Oh Krishna, the meanings of this every word. Here in his maturity, when Vyāsadeva ji, he composed Srimad Bhagavatam by the mercy and the and the Ashirvad and the blessings of Narad ji. He himself declares that Srimad Bhagavate, this Srimad Bhagavata, Mahamuni Krite. Mahamuni here means, there are a couple meanings. Mahamuni Krite means by the mercy of Narad ji, and Mahamuni also means Vyasadeva. Mahamuni Krute. The word is Krute means of or by. Mahamuni Krute, having compiled. So Bhagavat is eternal actually, but it was recompiled or re-manifest. So this Mahamuni Krite can be many, many Vaishnavas. And of course here, in this particular context, one can consider Vyasadeva himself, who is the Mahamuni. He has compiled so many Vedic literatures. The Rig Veda, he divided that into 3 other Vedas because it was so complicated. He divided it into the Samved, Atharved, Yajurved. And further so, it was so complicated that he had to start giving purports or explanations, which is called Upanishads. His disciples and the listeners would sit next to him. Upanishad means to sit next to the spiritual master and listen Harikatha. That is the meaning in Sanskrit of Upanishad. To understand the purports or to understand Shastra or spiritual subject matters. So the Upanishads that are there, 108 Upanishads that are there, all the different disciples of Vyasadeva, whatever they heard from Vyasadeva, they compiled them, and that is what is available, like Isopanishad, Kathopanishad, etc. Gita Upanishad. The Gita is also an Upanishad. It is called Gita Upanishad. So like this, Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite, he expounded the Vedas, spirituality, and even material things, and even he describes so many different pastimes of the different demigods and of Krishna and his avatars, and he described Gyan Yoga, Karma Yoga, etc. So many different subject matters are there. Ayurveda, the life sciences, how to improve our life, etc. So everybody is familiar with the word Ayurveda, right? So Vyasadeva is the compiler. Of course, Dhanvantari is the demigod of the for health, but all the different medicines and herbs and all, Vyasadeva is so, because Vyasadeva is, who is Vyasadeva? Vyasadeva is Mahavishnu himself. He is a incarnation of Sri Krishna. So Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kim Va Parai. He composed all these literatures, and then in spite of that, he was dissatisfied, sitting in Badrika Ashram. And we had explained that in the beginning, if you all remember, during the introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam. How does Srimad Bhagavat manifest? And at that time, his Gurudev, Narad ji, he appeared and asking him humbly that I don't know why I'm so sad, I'm so morose, I'm not fully satisfied. Although I have vast literatures in the Vedas and so much Vedanta-sutra, etc., so many Vedic auxiliary literatures I have compiled. And then Naradji, and we will, as we progress into Srimad Bhagavatam in the first canto, chapter number 5, 6, 7, this conversation and Narad Muni's personal life history is being narrated by Naradji to Vyasadeva. So in a nutshell, he is telling that, yes, Narad, you have compiled so many wonderful things in the Vedas, but it is all about dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Dharma, religiosity, all kinds of people, and here religiosity means sattvic karma or sattvic duties, where people are charitable, kind to each other, feeding the poor, building schools, colleges, hospitals, philanthropic works. So that is, people do that kind of dharma because that is the highest concept that generally from the Vedas a lot of people are deducing, which is incorrect. It is up to the person who is studying the Vedas what they are deducing, and it is up to them how they have received that knowledge, whether they have received it in the proper parampara system through the Mahabhagavats. Otherwise, there will be a lot of speculation, because Sanskrit is an amazing language. One sentence or one word can have more than several meanings. Like, for example, the word Atmaram, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a discussion when he had with, I think, Srila 67 ways, I think, or 64 different ways he explained the word Atmaram, along with over and beyond what Srila in Jagannath Puri had explained the meaning of the word Atmaram. So like this, Sanskrit is like that. So one has to be very fortunate to actually get admission into the perfect college or school. Just like, students who are very brilliant, they get admission into some of the best medical colleges or engineering colleges, Harvard, Stanford, or in India, the Grant Medical College. Our Dr. Nanpran Prabhuji, the other day in a casual conversation, he was mentioning that he's a product of Grant Medical College, one of the best medical colleges in India. No capitation back then. There was no money like the Manipal business that you pay several lakhs and you get admission. It was all on merit. So, but also, why is it that those colleges and schools are so famous? Because those professors, supposedly, nowadays I cannot say anything, but they're supposedly are very, very perfect in their subject matter. So those who are very, very perfect in the subject matter of pure bhakti, and if we study Shastra under them, then as it is, then we are considered very fortunate. Like right now we are studying A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada's Srimad Bhagavatam with Bhaktivedanta purports. Our Bhagavat group also, by his mercy, is called Bhaktivedanta Bhagavat group. So this is our very good fortune. So like this, Vyasadeva compiled all this. In spite of that, no satisfaction, and Naradji knows the reason, and he slowly tells him that this is the reason, that you have mainly talked about dharma, where people read your shastras and they consider the pious activities as the highest. That is the dharma, and the impetus for dharma is artha. Artha means wealth, money, and when they get money, then kama, all the desires, material desires, are fulfilled. And I need not elaborate. I've already done that in the past. That supposing if somebody has X amount of rupees or dollars, then their kama or desires are kind of, within that purview. But the more money you get, then their desires also keep changing. $20,000 car is not sufficient. Now they suddenly want a $200,000 Lamborghini, right? Because they are from a simple $40,000 earning person. Now this person has got artha. Due to his piety, Krishna is very kind. For those who want that, ye yatham mam prapadyante tamsa tathaiva bhajamiham. Those, they reciprocate, Krishna reciprocates according to the desire of the devotee. So if the devotee's desire is money, then and they worship Krishna and they still do some sattvic activities or pious activities, then they are rewarded. And eventually they are even rewarded even further beyond this earthly planet. They are rewarded to enjoy even more in the heavenly planets or Swargiya planets. So we had expressed that before, we have mentioned that before. So the point being that Vyasadeva is actually Gurudev or Naradji points that out. He says it is jugupsitam, it is abominable that you have kind of put all these categories as and not distinctly talked about pure bhakti in one particular shastra dedicated to pure bhakti. You need to do that. That way people will get a distinction. And therefore, Srimad-Bhagavatam Mahamuni Krite, he himself admits later on, Vyasadeva, after compiling Srimad-Bhagavatam, he was completely satisfied by the mercy of his spiritual master Naradji. And then he himself says, Kim va pare? There is no need of any other scripture. The Srimad-Bhagavatam is sufficient in itself for what? For punya karma? For swarga? No. For Vaikuntha? Possible. Yes. But it can take you all the way to Golok Vrindavan, to Nandan, to Radharani, Vrishabhanu Nandini, the topmost. So, Srimad Bhagavatam Mahamuni Krite Kim va pare? Ishvara. And one actually serves Srimad Bhagavatam and is desirous to serve. The words that here Vyasadeva uses, by culture, by developing a culture which is called Sushrubihi. Sushrubihi means to develop a culture to serve Srimad Bhagavatam. Please try to understand this word, very important word. Even if we may not be pure, even if we may not have those qualities of the Bhagavats or the pure devotees, but if we have a very, very sincere desire, a sincere respect for Srimad Bhagavatam, Sushrubihi, and we are eager to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, that quality itself will Ishvara Sadhyo Rudhi Avarudyate Atra. That will captivate Ishvara, the Supreme Lord, immediately. Avarudyate Atra. Krutubhi Shushrubi Tatshanat. Tatshanat means immediately. Of course, Krishna is in everybody's heart, but he's not necessarily very, very happy. He's there because he has to be there, because that is his commitment to the devotees, to the entities, living entities. That is his commitment. He's Surut Sarva Bhutana. But to capture him and make him captivated and to hanker after the devotee, like we will be explaining in a little bit in a few minutes, the inner meaning of this verse. This particular Krishna can be arrested. Avarudyate atra. Avarudyate means he becomes compact. He becomes dependent on his devotee. He becomes dependent. The word avarudyate has many different connotations here. So one who has the true and sincere desire to study Srimad Bhagavatam, then Krishna will be arrested within this heart that very second, Tat Shanat. So this is the meaning of this particular verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, let us go into, because today is the last day of this verse. I could have taken one more session, but next week we will be dedicating, next week onwards, next Sunday, because Kartik month is starting. It is also known as Damodar Mas, and we will be dedicating the whole of the 4 Sundays of Damodar Mas towards the Damodar Leela of Sri Krishna that happened during this month. And we will also in the beginning explain the important Mahatmya, or the importance of Kartik Mas next Sunday. So I would like to finish this verse with a wonderful touch of the Rasik Vaishnavas. See, today I see that there is a lot less devotees, and perhaps the reason is because Krishna doesn't want everybody to listen to this, and that is what I believe. Sometimes when there is some Rasik topics that come, then only those that Krishna wishes for their ears, he allows them. And even sometimes when they are there, maybe their minds are wandering here and there, and that message of that Rasik or the internal deep meaning may not enter, or they will not be able to understand it. So please pray to Radha and Krishna so that we can understand this inner meaning of this dharma projita kaitavatra parmo nirmat saranam satam. So today we sang this wonderful pada, which is known as, first what I will do is, as I will translate this bhajan along with the connection to this verse, as the points keep coming in, and as the realizations manifest by the mercy of Guru and Gauranga. So I pray that Srila Prabhupada and our Gaudiya Acharyas are pleased with this, with these words that emanate, explaining the higher meanings of this Dharma Projita, which actually culminates into Vraj Bhav, which is actually the goal of Srimad Bhagavatam. The first verse also we explained that Satyam Param Dhimahi, we had actually 6 different darshans, and it culminated into finally the darshan of Nanda Nandan, not Vasudev Krishna, not Narayana, not Vishnu, Ityadi, etc. And then obviously Satyam Param Dhimahi also meant Srimati Radharani, the highest concept of theism, where even Sri Krishna himself is maddened after. So let us dive deep into this particular bhajan of this pada. So here, the poet, he is saying, the poet's name has been mentioned in the end. His name is Raj Narayan Das. So Raj Narayan Das is saying that Vipina Mahu Murali Hatha Saji. Vipin means a forest, the Vrindavan forest, and Mahu means in. Murli Hatha Saji, the flute as Krishna's attendant. The flute is the female. That is why the word Saji is being used here. Krishna has many gopis as his beloved, as his lovers, and he is the beloved. So the Murli also, the flute itself, the attendant, Shri Akantaha Kantaha Parama Purushaha Kalpatarova Dhruma Bhumi Chintamani Ganamai Toyam Amruta Katha Ganam Natyam Natyam Vamshi Priya Sakhi. No, I think I forgot one line there. Katha Ganam Natyam Gamana Picha Vamshi Priya Sakhi. So here it is also mentioned in the Shastra, Vamshi Priya Sakhi. So everything in the spiritual world, once we cross the barrier of the material boundary, the 25% of this material creation, and we cross the Viraja or the Karona Daksha Jal, and then there is one more layer which is known as the Brahma Jyoti. This Brahma Jyoti, as I had explained, is the final destination of the Brahmavadis or the Mayavadis, and they cannot stay there for too long. It is just a pure light, undifferentiated Brahman, where they are staying there for some time and then they fall down from there, because they are actually don't believe. They want to become one with God. They want to become God. So Krishna has made the last trap, which is the Brahma Jyoti, which is the effulgence of all the Vaikuntha planets, the effulgence of all the living entities, the devotees in Vaikuntha, which is the effulgence of all the forms of Sri Krishna, and of course the effulgence of Golok Vrindavan, the Vrajvasis, and the effulgence of Sri Krishna, Nanda Nandan, Radharani, all his associates. So it is extremely bright, that area. Just like even when we see a picture of a guru or say Jesus Christ or Guru Nanak, or Lord Shiva, we see the photos and there's a aura that is emanating from their bodies. So can you imagine the cumulative aura of all those personalities in the 75% region that forms the Brahma Jyoti? And our goal is not Brahma Jyoti. So beyond the Brahma Jyoti starts the Vaikuntha planets. And it's a very vast expanse of millions and millions of spiritual planets with millions and millions of avatars of Sri Krishna residing in each planet, along with her associates and the devotees who love them, love their service in that particular mood and in that particular form. So in this particular song, Vipina Mahu Murali Hatha Saji, in Golok Vrindavan, where the Madhuri Rasa, the other rasas are present, all the 5 rasas are present, but the predominant rasa or the relationship of Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhuri Ras is prominent in Golok Vrindavan or in Vrindavan. Vrindavan is none other than Golok Vrindavan. It has manifest from Golok. Before coming down here, Radharani had made that condition that, oh, the only way I will let you go, I would like to come with you, but there are 3 conditions on this earthly planet. You have to manifest Golok. So that is Vrindavan that we visit. We have to manifest Govardhan, and Krishna did that, and you have to manifest Yamunaji. So these 3 things are a must, and then I will let you go, and I will go with you from Golok to perform the earthly pastimes of Golok Vrindavan. So in Golok Vrindavan, in the Madhurya Rasa, there are so many different young girls, young maidens who are Krishna is the paramour. So Murali Hatha Saji, and the Murali, the attendant, the gopi murli, because everything in the spiritual world is conscious. It is chitta, uh, chidananda. It is full of consciousness and full of bliss. There is no distinction between a person who has got two arms and two legs and a nose and eyes like a human form, or there's a distinction of the flute or the table or the clothes. Everything in Golok Vrindavan is chitta, is conscious. Here we have animate and inanimate. There everything is is full of consciousness. So Krishna talks to the flute. My dear flute, please come here. Now it is time for me to touch my lips to you. And the gopis are very envious that look how this flute gopi is so fortunate that Krishna's lips always touch her, and Krishna always carries her with him all the time. But there are so many different deeper meanings when we study the Srimad Bhagavatam, when we are qualified enough, and when the acharyas give us the blessings. When we go into the 10th canto, the Venu Geet, the meeting of the gopis in the 29th chapter, and then the Ras Leela, and after that Krishna disappears, and then the Gopi Geet, and then after that the Krishna comes back, the reunion. These are all the pinnacles of the of Mahabhav, which is the highest even in Madhurya Rasa. In Madhurya Rasa, there is a bhav or a sentiment known as Mahabhav, and Radharani is the topmost of this Mahabhav. Nobody possesses the super excellent qualities of Mahabhav as much as Srimati Radharani possesses of the Madanakya and the Madanakya moods. Anyways, so Vipina Mahu Murali Hatha Saji, where the flute Murli, she is actually being decorated by Krishna's hands. Very, very important point. Sometimes when we think that, oh, Krishna looks so beautiful today, the dress is so nice and the jewelry is so nice. Actually, Uddhav says in the Uddhav Geet that these jewelry and everything that is on Krishna's body, it doesn't make Krishna look beautiful, but the jewelry becomes beautiful, or all the things or the paraphernalia becomes beautiful because of its touch or association with Krishna. So there are double meanings here. Now, Murli Hatha Saji, this the beautiful lotus hands of Krishna actually glorifies the beauty of the flute gopi. And then here he says, Navala Kishora Navala Manamohana Navaswara Vamshi Vaji. So Krishna is Navala Kishore. This is a very amazing point that Sri Krishna, who is just about 16 years old, he is Nandanandan Yashoda Nandan, who is in his fullest youth, the bloom, who is considered the Govindamadi Purusham, from whom everything emanates. Everything. And we explained that in the first sessions, that how the spiritual creations come through Balram, and then all the different avatars, they also appear through Balram, including Vyāsadeva Krishna in Mathura and Dwarkadis Krishna through Baldev. But Nandanandan, the Navala Kishore, this Kishore, a Kishore of the young son of Nanda Maharaj, is in his original form, is the original origin for everything, Sarva Karana Karanam. So please try to understand. And only Kishore, meaning in his youth, he is able to reciprocate in a loving romantic relationship with the gopis of Raj in the Madhurya Rasa. In the Vatsalya Rasa, he cannot do that. When Krishna is little, that is not possible. That is a completely a different mood, a parental mood. The relationship and the romance that one has with the love is there. One may love your father, one may love the mother, one may love brother, sister, friend, one may love even their own workers or dasas, the servants. They may have a lot of affection, but the affection in each rasa is very unique. It is very special. The love that you have for your wife is unique than the love that you have for your son and daughter, etc. So this Kishore is considered the pinnacle, which is it is the rasa of all the rasas in Srimad Bhagavatam, and for the Rasik Vaishnavas. This is Kishore. This Kishore refers to, it means that this is Madhurya Ras, the romantic pastimes of the gopis and Krishna, especially Radha and Krishna in the Madhurya, and Navala Kishore. And every time when Krishna appears, or in the front, especially on in front of the gopis, let's say that they are separated at night and they go home and they go to the respective homes, and next morning when Krishna wakes up and goes for gocharan, and then they're all looking out from their windows, oh Krishna, he looks so beautiful. So Navala Kishore, Naval means is always new. The youth is so new that it is always Navanir, the Nindita Kanti, Dharam, Rasasagar, and Agara, Bhupavaram, Subhavankim, Acharu, Sikhanda Sirim, Sikhim, Bhaja Krishna Nidhim, Vraja Raja Sutam. He is like a rasa, an ocean of rasa, and he is the Nidhi of rasa, especially the Madhurya rasa, and he's Navala. So just like even in Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma describes that Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Nava Yauvanam Cha. Yauvan means youth, and Nava means always new, and new youthful forms of Krishna are manifest. So in a way, Krishna's beauty is so unique that it appears to be beautiful every moment and changing. And it is more beautiful and beautiful to the beholder of Krishna's beauty. So Navala Kishora, Navala Manomohana. Navala means the, again, very, very amazing, the new mesmerizing Cupid. Manamohana. Man means the core of the heart is the mana, or is there inside the core of the heart. So one who captivates the core of the heart is known as Manamohan. Mohan means Cupid, Kamdev. He is Madana Mohan. Krishna is known as Madana Mohan. Madan means Kamdev. So one who even enchants Kamdev. Kamdev also goes crazy after seeing the beauty of Krishna. He's attracted. Therefore, one of the names of Krishna is Madana Mohan. And so Mana Mohan. Mohan means to completely captivate. He captivates the hearts of everyone, especially in the sweet land of Braj in Golok Vrindavan. Navaswara Vamshi Vaji. And in the middle of the night, Krishna plays a new song, a new rhythm, a new melody. Navaswara Vamshi Vaji. So how fortunate this service that the Vanshi is performing for Sri Krishna. She is actually to enhance the mood of the gopis and Krishna. She plays new tunes. Like sometimes we even get bored, right? If we hear the same song, we cannot take it anymore. Bas karo baba, I've heard it 1,000 times. But when it comes to Sri Krishna, his beauty, nobody gets tired of his beauty. Nava is always new. His enchanting is always new. It's so beautiful and it's always new. Nothing older. He can never be old. You never can get bored of it. And Nava Swara Vamshi Bhaji. And the new melody that was played was very unique. Nava Swara Vamshi Bhaji. And when that happened, what happened? So you all must be wondering, what is the connection to this verse? I'm coming to that. I appreciate your patience. The theme is coming. Klim Shrim Bija Premoko Vardaka Vamshi Gita Sunim. When the gopis, they were in sleeping in the middle of the night, Klim Shrim Bija Prem. So through the flute of Krishna, the Bija mantra is actually propagated. Even the Gayatri, we had explained that in the beginning of the first verse, if you all remember, Janmadi Yasya Yatovan Vayaditaratascha Arteshwa Bhigya Swara Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. When Krishna played the flute, he gave him the Brahmaji, the Adi Kavi, he gave him the transcendental knowledge through the flute, and it is the Kama Gayatri. So Kling means it is the root for desire, transcendental desire. Shrim means all the gopis. This is very beautiful. Bija Premako Vardhak. Just by playing the flute, he actually increased their love for Sri Krishna just by the sound of the flute. Premako Vardhak. Vardhak means to increase, to nourish. Like the word Govardhan. What does it mean? Go means cows. Go means the senses of the devotees. Go means the senses of Krishna. Vardhan means one who nourishes. That is the one of the meanings of Govardhan. Vardhan means to nourish. So whenever whoever has love for Sri Govardhan, one who respects Sri Govardhan, one who worships Govardhan will get the nourishment of Krishna Prem, which is what is also known as Pushti. Pushti means nourishment, like the famous Pushti Marg of Sri Vallabhacharya Pad, the nourishment of pure bhakti, and it is always increasing, ever increasing. So now, so Sklim Shrim Bija Prema Ko Vardhaka increases the love of these young maidens who are sleeping in their homes. Vamshi Gita Sunim, when they heard the flute of Sri Krishna. Gopi Chitta Samarpita Mohana. Amazing. And their minds, their hearts were completely surrendered to Mohan, to Sri Krishna. Vivala Bhavasanim. And there they become extremely vival. Vival means they become very, very agitated. They became agitated just to simply go and associate with Sri Krishna, with Mohan. That's the magic the flute did. So their internal desire of the Madhurya Ras was nourished by Krishna's flute in a very unique way. Every time Krishna plays the flute, a Nava Swara, the chords of the hearts of the gopis would just simply go out of control, and they were simply just trying they were agitated to simply meet Krishna yesterday, not even as soon as possible. So what they did when they heard that Ghar Parivar Bisari Gai Gopi Sagari Bhav Bhaga Chali, Ghar Parivar Bisari Gai Gopi Sagari Bhaga Chalim, they forgot their homes, Ghar Parivar, their families, Bisari, forgot, Gai Gopi, they forgot. It's the middle of the night. They forgot. She's right there with their husband, with the father-in-law, mother-in-law, the little kids, her own kids, the gopis. But she forgot everything. Ghar parivar bisri gai gopi, sagari bhav chali, vadhu, pita, pati, bhai, varijata, mane na ek kalim. Bandhu, sorry, not vadhu, bandhu, pita, pati. Bandhu means all relatives. Bandhu. Sometimes, in the old India, and even today, there are joint families. So those are called relatives. Bandhu. There is the sister-in-law, the brother-in-law, and many brother-in-laws and sister-in-law, and the grandfatherly figure or the father-in-law. They all live under one roof. So that is bandhu. So bandhu pita. Pita means the father or father-in-law. Pati means the husband. Bhai means brothers. Varijata. Varijata means gave up. Immediately they gave up, and mane na eka kalim, and they are not ready to listen to anyone. They were not listening. They were just so agitated, transcendentally agitated, to run to Sri Krishna. So then, in the next verse, he says, Vrinda vipina nirava yamuna tata kunja me Krishna dhani mohak murati kamal nayana hari swagata karata dhani. Vrinda vipina nirava yamuna tata. They entered into the forest, into the dark forest, in the moonlit nights of Chaitra, of Ashwin, of Sharad season, the autumn season. Vrinda vipina, in the forest, or the bowers where Tulsi is growing, is called Vrinda vipina, the forest of Tulsi leaves. Nirava Yamuna tata, and where the Yamunaji at that time of the night is blossoming under the moon, is actually very, very calm and serene. Nirava. Nirava means one who is very, very calm. Yamuna tata, on the banks of the Yamuna, and in those on the bowers or the forest of Vrinda, the Tulsi, Kunja me Krishna dhani, they entered the Kunja, and there they find their master Sri Krishna, their lover Sri Krishna. He is the master in the Kunja. Actually, I kind of tend to agree and disagree with this poet from a personal perspective. Actually, Kunja me Radha Dhani. Feel like making a little change here, but of course, who am I? It is just a question of bhav. In the Kunja, so the bowers, the Kunja means it is a natural formation of trees that form a very beautiful, fragrant, full of flowers and creepers and bowers and tulsiji. They form a beautiful room for the rendezvous or the meeting of Radha and Krishna and the gopis. So Vrinda Vipina Nirakha Yamuna Tatakunja me Krishna Dhani Mohak Murti Kamala Nayana Hari Swagata Karata Dhani. Mohaka Murti is so enchanting. The 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 body or the Krishna's Krishna's whole body is so enchanting. Mohana Murti Kamala Nayana Hari. Kamala Nayan. He's got lotus-like eyes and he's Hari. So Hari has many different meanings. One of the meanings of Hari is one who steals. Uh, one who steals the heart of the gopis. In this case, particular case, he steals everything. We had sung during the Purushottam Mass, the very first Sunday, if you'll remember, the Vraja, what was that? The Chor Ashtakam. Bhaje Prasiddha Navnita Choram Vrajangana Gopa Dukkula Choram Aneka Papa Aneka Janma Papa Jita Choram Aneka Papa Jita Choram Namaste Purusham Agra Namaste. I forgot. I'm a little, but basically Namaste Chora Agraganyam Purusham Namami. The foremost thief, I offer my obeisances to him, my Danvat pranams to him. So this thief, Hari, is Kamala Nayana, is so beautiful, lotus eye. Like that Moha Kamurti, Kamala Nayana Hari, Swagata Karata Dhani, and he is welcoming all these gopis with a very, very beautiful smile. And then he says, Krishna says, Tum abhilasha karori gopi, kahori gopi. Tum abhilash kahori gopi hasat hilora bhari. And then, as if making fun, he knows everything. He says, whatever your desire is, gopis, tell me. Kahori, tell me, O gopi. Tum abhilasha kahori gopi hasat hilora bhari. He's simply, shaking his belly and very, very enchantingly he smiles. What is your desire? What do you want me to do with you? I'm a young boy. What kind of romance are you expecting from me? And like that, he's being very mischievous. So this is, of course, a very, very high topic, a subject, but we should take it in the right perspective. And I will explain this. This may take a little longer today, but I need to wrap this verse up from the Rasik perspective. And those who are interested deeply will stay on. Otherwise, if you have other priorities, then I can understand. No problem. So here, he is laughing at the gopis and he's saying that, what can I do for you? What is it that you want? What is your abhilasha? What are your desires? What are your internal desires that you desire? As if Krishna knows that they are burning hearts and they're waiting for that romantic moment with him. They're waiting for that ras, leela with him. So he's saying, you tell me, O gopis. He's saying, Tum abhilasha kahori gopi. What is your desire? Hasat hilora bhari. Mana anukula karu kya tero. Should I do whatever you like? Oh gopis, he's looking at the gopis very naughtily. What do you want? What should I do with you? Mana anukula, whatever you desire, whatever is conducive to your desire. Mana anukula karu kya tero. I aranya pari. That you have come to this aranya, to this forest. Aranya means, it's a Sanskrit word, it's forest. Of course, I forgot to mention that this particular pada is in Vraj Bhasha, which is actually spoken in Vrindavan, in Vrajland. It's a very, very sweet. At the same time, it is also very harsh. Depends on who is speaking and what words are spoken. And it is very direct. I mean, in Vraj Bhasha, there is no beating around the bush. They are very much But certain times when Krishnas and the gopis, there is a lot of subtle exchanges with several different meanings, like in a wonderful poetry. Poetry has many different metaphors and many different analogies and many different meanings, more than one meaning, double meaning, triple meaning, four meanings. So, and this actually enhances the rasa. This is one of the things of the Goswamis, how they explain these rasas. So, he's saying, Mana anukula karo, kya re tero, I aranya pari. You have come now. So you're in this forest in the middle of the night, So whatever you want, I will try to I will fulfill your desire. So, and then he says, when the gopis, you have to actually visualize this. When you have that rasa in you, then you can see that the gopis are extremely astonished. They are actually showing an expression of of uh, what do you say? Like when somebody is trying to um, um, uh, uh, play around with somebody in a romantic way, then naturally the girls become upset. They show that they're upset. The gopis also become externally upset, that look how he's talking, like through their gestures, how this cheater Krishna is talking to us. Just see how direct he is. Just see the words that are emanating from his mouth, how shameless that is. But internally they are so pleased. And then Krishna says this. This is like a big bomb on their hearts. He's saying, Keta Kharvat of Vraja Jao Gopi, turn around and go back to your villages of Vraja. Keta Karvata, Vraja Jao Gopi, Dunya kahe kahi. What will the world say, the society say, if they find out in the middle of the night you have come in the forest to meet a single non-married person like me, a brahmachari? Duniya kahe kahi. What will the world say? Nishturavakya suni sabagopi. When they heard that, go back. What will the world say? Immediately, their heart became so broken. Nishtur Vakya. Nishtur means very cruel. Such words that emanated from Sri Krishna, from Mohan's mouth, were so cruel to them. Sujabudha jata rahi. And they lost all their their consciousness. They became completely like Sujabhuja Jata. Sujabhut means their consciousness or their temperament. They completely lost it due to the agony, due to the agonizing words of Sri Krishna. Go back, oh gopis, go back to your village of Vraj. What will the world say? What will this society say? So then in the last verse, he's saying, Chetana Shunya Bhai Sab Gopi. And Chetana Shunya means their consciousness was zero. Chetan. Because of these words, Krishna is sending them back. Govinda Pavapari is saying, and Krishna, we fall at your feet. What is this that you're doing? We left everything. We came to you, and then you're asking us to go back now? We left our husbands, we left our fathers, we left our brothers, we left our relatives, we left our little babies, etc. What is this? You live. So like this. Oh, one more line I missed. He says, Vrajamahu Subhaga Kushal hai Ali. Krishna is saying, oh gopis, is everything okay in Braj, in your villages? Kyore aayi gayi? Why did you come here? Why did you come here? Shishu saasapati dhundat honge raat mein der bhayi. Sishu means your children, your little babies. Sasa, your mother-in-law. Pati, husband, dhundat honge. They will be looking for you all over. You're not at home. It's the middle of the night. Raat mein der bhayi. It is so late in the night. So, Keta Kharvat Braj Jao Gopi. Turn around. Go back to your Vraj villages. Dunya kahi kahi. What will this world say? What will the society say? Nishtur Vakya Suni Savagopi. After hearing the cruel words of Sri Krishna, Sujabhuja Jata Rahi, they lost their consciousness. The consciousness became zero. And then Govinda Pavapari, they surrendered themselves to Sri Krishna. Raja Narayana Dasa Ke Swami. So the devotee who composed this bhajan, His name is Raj Narayan Das. He says, Dasake Swami, the Lord of Raj Narayan Das, Gopi Krishna Hari. Uh, He is my Lord Sri Krishna, Raj Narayan Das is saying, and Gopi Krishna Hari. There's a very beautiful meaning of the last three words, Gopi Krishna Hari. So Gopi Krishna Hari. So Gopi means the gopis, the Krishna of the gopis is Gopi Krishna, and Hari. Hari means one who has taken away everything from them, including their dignity from the society, externally speaking, and taken away their hearts. So now, what is the connection? The I was thinking about the meditating on the internal meaning of this dharma projita kaita vatra parmo nirmasaranam sata. So, what is this dharma projita? Dharma projita means all these different this ideas of religion or the ideas of duty one should reject. That's what Srimad Bhagavatam is propagating boldly and very clearly. So, what is it that we find in this? So, when I was thinking about this internal meditating on the internal meaning, obviously I was thinking of the chapter 29 of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the meeting of the gopis with Krishna in the forest. And then my good friend suddenly this week, Vijay Krishna Prabhu, sent me this pad. And I haven't sung, I'm actually not even trained in Shastriya Sangeet. So pardon me if it has not come out. My dear Subhadra Mataji is also here. She is a very wonderful singer herself. She has even sung on the radio in India and many places. So, Mataji, you can probably pinpoint some of the mistakes that I may have committed. I actually had very little knowledge of ragas many years ago, little bit, learned here and there, but mostly by the mercy of the Vaishnavas and Srila Prabhupada, just picked up the Sangeet. And I have a ruchi, let's put it that way. Again, that's a very special mercy. So then I just practiced a little bit on this rag Malkonch that is based on this raga, and I presented it to the devotees today. So it's a very beautiful bhav, and it was amazing how Krishna sent this whole essence of the 29th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the meeting of the gopis in the forest, which is the essence of dharma. We are actually, when we saying dharma projita, we are actually are not able to give up our families. We are not able to give up our jobs. We are not able to give up money. We are not able to give up our attraction for material things. We are not, and even if some of us, we have this Mishra Bhakti, we go to the temple, we go worship Krishna or the forms of Krishna like Narayana, Vishnu, etc., for our material benefit, for piety, or things like that. So, the thing is, this kind of bhakti has been rejected. This kind of dharma has been rejected. So the example in this pada, or the example in the meeting of the Krishnas, and gopis in the 10th canto, is the perfect example which Srimad Bhagavatam is mentioning about dharma projita kaita. All these cheating varieties of religions, at one point, if one really wants to enter into the proper mood, and it is not going to happen overnight, it may not even happen in many lifetimes. Let's be very realistic and practical. But if we are sincere and serious, as the Bhagavatam says, Shushrubi, touch Ishwara Sadhya Avardhutyatra Shushrubi Tat Shanat, Shushrubi Krutubi Tat Shanat. We have to have that desire, that deep desire. So that desire only arises when we see certain examples and when we study the life of the saintly personalities who are in the Gaudiya Ras, especially the Vaishnavas, who have that great Madhurya Ras, Ras imbibed in them. And only then we can learn, because they are actually the associates, personal associates of Srimati Radharani in Golok Vrindavan. So they know the secret to what real dharma is. So when Krishna tells them, go back, what will the society say? What, your husband and your children and your mother-in-law will be looking for you, and it's very, very dark, it's very, very late at night. So then the gopis, there is a very nice prasang actually, that has been explained by the Rasikacharyas. So Krishna is trying to become their guru there. by teaching dharma to the gopis. Please try to understand this concept here. And he's saying, go back, this doesn't look good. And which is naturally, it is the social norm that one has to follow. According to the Vedas, one has to be very faithful to their husband and not try to cheat the husband, right, by going here and there, or meeting somebody out of the proper by giving up the husband or giving up the family. So this is considered antisocial. So Krishna is teaching the gopis dharma based on the, now dharma is also different gradations. So Krishna says, go back, before your name is spoiled and before everybody really finds out. So he's teaching dharma. So he's taking the position of the guru right there. So then the gopis, I heard that actually it was Tungavidya Sakhi, one of the Ashtasakis of Radharani, who is considered one of the gurus. She is one of the gurus of, and she's even, Krishna accepts her as a guru. Sometimes when there is a very rasic conversation, then for justice, they go to Tungavidya Sakhi. So then Tungavidya Sakhi is also very, very clever, chatur. She is extremely, and she is like Hajir Jawabi. She can immediately respond to any kind of responses right away. Any question, she doesn't have to think much. She is so expert. She is daksha. That is one of the qualities of Tungavidya Sakhi. So Tungavidya Sakhi, who in fact in Chaitanya Leela is Prabodhana Saraswati Pad, very wonderful personality who actually compiled the two most important Gaudiya Vaishnava Granthas, Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi and Vrindavan Mahima Amrita, amongst a few others. So Tungavidya Sakhi says that, Kana, Mohan, you are becoming a big guru by teaching us what dharma is, right? But tell me one thing. What does the dharma say? So Kana says, naturally, you have to be faithful to the husband. So very nice. So now you hear from me. So then the gopi said, yes, we all will hear from Tungavidya. And they all were internally very happy. So Tungavidya has some solid answer or a rebuttal to Krishna's statements. And they said, but wait, Krishna, not like this. When you were speaking and you are giving us the instruction like a guru, we gave you the Vyāsasan. Meaning they made a nice bed of flowers and made him sit, and they sat on the floor like the Sishyas, like the disciples. But now, Tungavidya, you are the guru. You are going to give instructions. So Krishna really relishes that too. Yes, I don't mind. I'm going to become the disciple. Please accept the Vyāsasan. Please sit on it. And then Tungavidya Sakhi, Radharani and the gopis, they share the asan and they start saying, you're talking about dharma, Krishna. So what is the understanding of dharma? You said one should be faithful to the husband, right? So Krishna, of course, it is there in the Shastras. Look it up. Manu Samhita, this Samhita, that Samhita, Bhrigu Samhita, so many names he gave. And then he says, yes. Tungavidya Sakhi says that indeed, that is true. But let me tell you something. I would like to present myself through a story. And then you can be the judge, or you can draw the conclusion from it. So Krishna says, yes, Sakhi, bolo ri bolo. And then the Sakhis delegate Tungavidya Sakhi, and she starts speaking. She says, just see, once upon a time, there was a very, very nicely married couple, and the wife was very, very chaste. And she was so chaste that everything she followed in the footsteps of her husband and served her husband very nicely. She was completely, attached to the service of her husband. She would only eat after the husband ate. She would only sleep after the husband slept. She would do all kinds of seva, like charan seva when the husband was sleeping, trying to massage his lotus feet, etc. Fan him while he's sleeping, fan him while he's taking prasadam, etc. And like that. But one day, her husband was called on the call of duty of business, and he had to go away for several days at a time, and he was not expected to return for a long period of time, several months. So with a very broken heart, she, with tears in her eyes, prepared everything for her husband's journey. And and she bid him farewell. And every day after the husband left, she used to just look outside the door, look outside the window, gaze at the path, waiting, when will my husband come back? Whenever she cooked something, she hardly ate anything, and before eating there was a picture of the husband, and she offered the thali, or the dish, all the complete plate, before the husband's plate. And then she, would speak some nice sweet words. Please eat this. I am not really hungry, but I have to maintain my body just because of you. And I don't want you, when you come back, I don't want you to feel that I have become so weak that I'm going to die. And that is the reason I will maintain my body and I will take something. But before that, with love, I'm offering you this. Please take it. So in the front of the picture of that husband, of the husband, she was making the offering every day. And then the message came that the husband is not going to be coming for some time, like maybe just 3 or 4 months, for a prolonged period, and that even broke her heart even further. But suddenly one day the husband, even before the 3 month period, he came back pretty quick. It was very quick than expected. And at that time, she was actually offering the plate of prasad to her husband's picture. And there was a knock on the door. And then at that time, what do you think, oh Krishna, wise one? What should that woman do? Should she be a very faithful wife and finish offering the plate to the photograph, or make the real husband wait outside at the doorstep, telling him, just wait, let me finish my offering for this photograph of yours? So Krishna says, what kind of a question is that? Naturally, she should welcome her husband, the real husband, who is waiting there at the doorstep, and not worry about the photograph, and simply take that plate and give it to the husband and welcome him. So Tunga Vidya said, well, Krishna, this is the answer to your question when you said that go home, go here, go back to the husband, go back to the different family members, etc. So tell me one thing, when the real husband, which is you, is present in front of us, those Mayavir husbands that we have, of what use are there? And like this, in the chapter 29, there is a very beautiful verse that that I am reminded of, where the gopis actually say that kurvanti tvairatim kushala swa atmana nitya priya pati sutadhi atirdakim tanna prasiddha parmeshwarama sma chincha ashadrutam tvai chiradarvinda netra kurvanti tvai ratim kushalaswatmana. The gopis are saying, expert transcendentalists, they're always direct in their affection towards you. They don't beat around the bush, like Srimad-Bhagavatam clearly says, dharma projita kaitavatra. You are their true self, and you are their true well-wisher, Surut Sarva Bhutanam, and the eternal beloved. What use do we have for those husbands, children, and relatives of ours who simply give us trouble? It is so true. If we look at our world today, there's another story that I'm reminded of, when Narad Muni, one time there was a person lying on the deathbed, and he had actually committed a lot of sinful activities in his life, and made a lot of money. And at that time, Narad Muni appeared, and all his family members, he was surrounded by his family members, his wife, his elder son, his younger sons, his daughters, his grandsons, etc., and the bahus, the daughter-in-laws, the entire family had gathered around, and he was taking his few last breaths. And at that time, lo and behold, Naradji appeared. And Naradji saw with his the Divya vision, with his transcendental vision, that already he could see at the doorstep the Yamdutas, or the messengers of death, were waiting to, to capture that jiva and take him to hell. So Naradji said, that told him that, you know what, I'm so sorry to give you the news, but those Yamdutas are waiting for you and they will be coming any second, taking you away. So the reason, this is why he said, all my life I was just so selfless, in one sense, that I made a lot of money and I gave good things to my family. Sounds familiar? Because in today's world, it is impossible to live in a sattvic way. Even if you have a business or a job, sometimes some things that we have to do that the boss likes, even though it is completely untrue, we have to say, Haji, yes sir, yes sir. That's what's happening in the White House. How many people he fired? This Donald Trump, his FBI director, the chief of the White House staff, the chief of the White House staff, he was fired. And so many other people were fired just because they did not do Haji. And those who are doing Haji, yes, they are with him, and they are doing all the wrong things. They are committing so many crimes. This is just one example, and this can be found in each and everybody's life, somebody we know, or it could be even ourselves. The money that we earn is not Shuddha. Even in business, we have to have lies, even if it is white lies. We tell the customer, oh, this is the best product for you, and this is the best price. I've never sold it at lower price than this. I'm just giving it to you today. I'm in a very good mood. You're so nice. I'm giving it to you. Actually, if you look at my books, I'm selling it under cost, but I want you to have it. So such lies, papa, it accumulates. And obviously there are different levels of papa when we are making our money through different means. So to make a long story short, Naradji tells him that, look, I understand that it appears that you are very pious because you took care of your family very nicely. Your wife needed clothing, you gave him not one, but you gave 5. Your children needed toys, you gave them not one, but you gave them 20 toys, etc., etc. You took care of your relatives. Anybody came to you, you gave them money. You were there with them. But the money that you earned it through pap, and because of that, you will have to go to Yamlok. So then, Naradji said that, do you think that because they took part of all your money that you earned, then they should also go with you? So the person dying said, that makes sense. So let's start. Let's ask your wife first. Are you ready to go with him? Within 2 seconds, Yamraj is going to, Yamduts are going to take him away. I have grandkids, I have to take care of them, etc., etc. Okay, no problem. Ask your elder son. Elder son says, Baba, don't worry. I will take care of mommy. Don't worry at all. You go peacefully, and even after you're gone, we will do the pinddan and everything very nicely. I am the older one. I have to stay back to do the pinddan. So like that, Naradji asked everyone who had taken the money from him as a pap. Nobody wanted to be a pap. And that is why Srimad Bhagavatam in one place calls these family members Asata Sena. Asat means untrue or false, and Sena means army. At the time of death, we think that when our family members are there, they will save us. We always think we always have that feeling, which is a good feeling, nothing wrong. Something happens, we call our brother, we call our sister, we call our dad, we call our mom. Mom, I need your help. I need your advice. Beta, I'm always here for you. Don't worry. We are, the best friend will say, don't worry, anytime, any place, we are there for you. So like this, they will make such statements. But when it comes to going to hell, and when it comes to going with all they said, no, Baba, no, we can't. You have to go to. Therefore, this Sena, we think these people are going to really help us. They cannot help us. Therefore, they are known as Asata Sena. So like this, the gopis are saying that what use do we have for the husbands or children, the photograph husbands, etc., that are Mayavir. due to the bodily concept, due to Maya. The real husband is right in front of us. We are ready to worship. We have given up everything, and that is what the meaning of Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshasyami Ma Sucha means. As so many wonderful meanings of that verse, of the most important verse of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Sarva Dharman Parityajya means Vrajendra Nandan Krishna, the mood of the gopis where they gave up all types of duties and varieties. Sarva Dharman Pari Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Govinda Pava Pari. They fell at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. And that is the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the Sishtastakam last verse, Ashlisha Padaratam Pinashtumam Adarshanam Marmo Harto Karotua Yatha Tathava Vidato Lampato Mat Prananatha Sana Eva Para. This is the bhav, the mahabhav of the gopis, the bhav of Radharani. Whether Krishna, you embrace me or you kick me. Ashlisha Padaratam Pinashtumam Adarshanam Harto Karotua. Whether you disappear in front of me, leaving me in agony, leaving me in separation. Harto Karotua. But Yatha Tathava Vidato Lampato. You are my Yatha Tathava Vidato Lampato Mat Prananatha Saevana Paraha. Whether you kick me or embrace me, whether you are in front of me or you go away from me, you are my master, Lord, birth after birth after birth after birth. This is the message of Srimad Bhagavatam. This is what Dharma Projita Kaitavatra means. And this is what the Parmo Nirmat Saranam Satam understand. This is the summum bonum of Srimad Bhagavatam through the Leela of the gopis with Sri Krishna and the surrender of Krishna. This is the beauty of this verse, which I thought I will share. Generally, I would not be speaking on this deep subject matter, but the prasanga was such that it is all right to connect it. And therefore, the gopis say, Nishtura, a Vakya Suni, just like Radharani's mood is in Mahaprabhu, whether you kick me or embrace me, I don't care. You're my birth, Lord, birth after birth after birth. He's Chetana Shunya Bhai Sabagopi. Govinda Pavapari. Govinda Pavapari means basically they fully surrendered. It is Pavapari means the physical action of following at the lotus feet or the action of surrender. And the highest surrender, which is beyond the concept of any kind of theism, is that of the gopis and the Vrajvasis, especially in the Madhurya Ras, the Mahabhav, the gopis in Mahabhav, and especially Srimati Radharani. And that is what Srimad Bhagavatam is talking about when they say Dharma Projita Kaitavatra Parmo Nirmat Saranam Satam Vedyam Vastavamatra. Then they obtained Mohan. Vedyam Vastava Vastu, the real Vastu, the Vastu, not the photograph. Vedyam Vastavam Vastu Atra and Shivadam Tapatra Unmalam. And then when Krishna appeared, and then the Ras Leela commences, and then all their tapa, all their anguishes, their miseries, the fact that they had lost their sudbud, because Krishna had told them, go back, and they were all very, very in too much distress. So Shivadam Tapatra Unmulanam, Krishna, Sri Krishna Hari, who stole their hearts through his beauty, through the rasa dance, he actually gave them so much joy, so much bliss. And that is Shivadam Taputrai Unmulanam. That is the beauty of Srimad Bhagavatam that can give us such prema pumartho mahan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Srimad Bhagavatam Purāṇa amalam prema pumartho mahan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhur mataidam na yatra agraha paraha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's opinion is there. There is no need for anything else. Same thing which is mentioned in this verse. Kim vapare Ishvara sadhya avaruddhate atra krutubi shushrubi tatshanat. Kim vapare. There is no need. Same way Mahaprabhu says that in the Srimad Bhagavatam Purāṇamalam, spotless Puran, because it doesn't deal with any kind of cheating religions. Spotless Puran, Srimad-Bhagavata Purāṇa Prema Pumartho Mahan. It is capable of giving the highest prem, which is the prem in Madhurya Rasa amongst all the relationships one can have in Krishna with Krishna. The Nikunja Rasa, the Madhurya Rasa, the Mahabhav Rasa. That is the reward that Srimad Bhagavatam Kim va pare. There is no need of any, and that is the reason Mahaprabhu says that idam Mahaprabhu matam idam na yatra agra. There is no need for anything else. So thank you very much for patiently listening to the fourth day of the second verse Dharma Projita Kaitavatra of Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada Anant Koti Vaishnav Brinda ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So, yes, Prabhuji, you can go ahead and make the closing statement and do the needful by opening up the microphone for our Rasik Bhaktas. See, Krishna has shortlisted them. They are very Rasik. That's why they stayed. All the nine or 10 people that have been there, they stayed there to the Holy. And this is a very good blessing, I would say. Somehow the other, otherwise I don't know how this pad came to me. I've never heard it before, never in my life. And it just appeared in the middle of the week. And I thought, wow, what a moment to incorporate this into today's katha, explaining the true meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam, the true dharma of Srimad Bhagavatam, that Srimad Bhagavatam is propagating. Hare Krishna.
Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Thank you very much, Satchidananda Prabhu, for another nice lecture on verse 1.1.2 and nice bhajans. Sri Ram Chandra Kripalu Bhajamana and BP Namaho, and nicely explaining the Rasik meaning of the bhajans. So Bhagavata Purāṇa is actually Krishna. So as soon as one attentively and submissively hears this message of Bhagavatam, he becomes attached to the Supreme Lord. And we are very fortunate today that we are hearing this Bhagavad Gita, which is also like Nigama Kalpataru Galitam Phalam. It's the ripened fruit of all the spiritualism. On this auspicious Dasara, my humble obeisance to all the devotees. Wish you all a very, very happy Dasara, and thank you for attending today's session. So we are actually in fourth day and last session on verse 1.1.2. And the essence of this verse is this Bhagavad Purāṇa. This verse actually propounds the highest truth and completely, directly rejects all religious activities which are materially motivated. So if you doing any kind of social helps and activities, then those are not the highest truth. So highest truth is pure bhakti, Krishna bhakti. And this can only be understandable or achievable by those devotees which are pure in heart with the highest auspiciousness. What is highest auspiciousness? Prabhuji clearly explained it. So when we go beyond the bodily concept and realize that we are soul, and when we go beyond the different types of seva, which is materialistic nature, and dedicate our life to the seva of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, the highest truth is reality distinguished from the illusion of these four dharma, artha, kama, moksha, and such, and that uproots all the miseries of our life. So these are the essence of this first verse 1.1.2, and also Prabhuji explained nicely that Krishna is the bhokta, which is the supreme enjoyer, and difference between the bhoga and the prasad. Bhoga is something that we offer to Krishna, and prasad is what we receive after Krishna enjoy the bhoga. Thank you again. Thank you, Prabhuji, for a nice lecture on this verse. It was amazing. So we have a announcement for all the devotees. The month of Kartik is starting from 1st November, which is next Sunday, and tomorrow, 26th October, is the Pasanukusha Ekadasi. This Ekadasi removes all the sins. So please observe this Ekadasi. Thank you all. If you have any question or reflection, please unmute your mic and let us know. And Prabhuji, I will have a question. I'll pose my question directly.
Sure, sure. Thank you, Anup Prabhu, for summarizing and making the announcements. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Any reflections? Any clarifications, corrections? Nandpran Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Prabhupada, Jai Vrindavan Dham.
Having learning
Prabhuji, I'm sorry, we cannot hear anything that you are saying. I think you are in a bad connectivity. Sorry, Prabhuji, we cannot hear anything. Can you try again? Maybe change the angle or the direction of your phone to catch the network?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, it's much better. Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavats.
We are really blessed having your association so that we get the proper guidance about the dharmas and the devotional service, Prabhuji. We are really blessed. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to our acharyas. Jai. Thank you, Prabhu, for your blessings.
Yeah.
Yes, anybody else? Yes, Anup Prabhu, go ahead. Unmute your mic, please.
Prabhuji, I have a question related to. Let me pose my question directly. So, this Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam Purāṇa says Krishna is the Supreme Lord or Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we can go to Golok Vrindavan if we have pure bhakti towards Krishna. There are so many demigods as well, but if we have to go to Golok Vrindavan, we have to we have pure bhakti towards Krishna, and this information is available in Bhagavatam, and this Bhagavatam Purāṇa is accessible to Sanatan Dharmis.
Yes.
So what happens if somebody takes birth in Muslim family or Christian family? They won't have this information available to them, and like in Christianism, they will have this Jesus as their God, and they will pray to Jesus. So they can never go to Golok Vrindavan.
No, that's not true.
That's what I want to.
Yeah, so I will. It's a very good question, and the answer to that is based on everybody's past karma, one gets a birth. Now, during the process, while they are practicing whatever faith like Islam or Christianity or whatever, if they have some points of piety, even within their dharma, there is piety. And if they minimize any offenses to others, to other jivas, they will get birth in Sanatana Dharma. They will get access to it in their next life or life. We don't know how long it will take, but it's a transmigration process or an evolutionary process for the soul. And it's like if somebody asks the question, how long will it take for me, I'm giving a material example, to become a millionaire? So it depends on that individual, how hungry or thirsty that person is to fulfill his or her objective. So most of the time these people don't know, and when they follow their faith with the proper understanding, because and if there is piety in their hearts, the even for mankind, if they have love, then they are on a sattvic platform, or at least some sattvic platform that will give them the next birth or births with a higher understanding, a higher subject matter, which is the Sanatan Dharma, which is delineated into many spiritual aspects. So this is Sanatan Dharma is like the ultimate, if you see, and even within that, the Vaishnavism, especially, and Srimad Bhagavatam and Gaudiya Vaishnavism, I mean, there is no comparison. So one has to qualify for it, and one has to have that sincere desire. So many people, I'll tell you, from the lives of some of the devotees who joined Srila Prabhupada's mission. In the beginning in New York, 1965, one of the sons of a Catholic priest, Keith, his name was Keith, he started coming to Prabhupada's lectures and kirtans, and then his father, who was a pastor, who used to give pravachans in the church, found out that he has joined, and he's shaved his head, and he's wearing some white robes, and simply dancing and chanting and doing all this, some Hinduism stuff. So he one day came and grabbed him and took him in a home. And while he was in the car, at the signal light, he jumped out and he went back to Prabhupada. And then later on, when the father came and said, why? What is it that you don't find in Christianity? Well, in Christianity, I'm not fully satisfied. It doesn't answer all my questions. It doesn't answer my questions on karma, on birth, rebirth, and so many other questions that I have. But here I'm getting the answers. So that desire must have been in Keith's heart to know more about the God that Jesus is talking about. And when that sincere desire arises, the arrangement is made. Because we have to always remember, it doesn't matter what faith one follows, whether one is an ant, or one is a dog, or one is Lord Brahma, Paramatma, Krishna is in everybody's heart. So the sincere desire actually can catapult a person's spiritual progress.
Yeah, so in this verse we heard, like, if you do pious activity, that's not ultimate truth. But if you do pious activity, you can be in next birth will be in the upper. So
yes.
So
yes. The next birth you will get the chance and association of sadhus, and yes. Then if one catches the essence, sadhus will tell you many things. But if they don't catch the essence of pure bhakti, then again they will end up doing past activities and going to Swarga and coming back. And then sometimes if they are lucky or unlucky, they associate with bad people or bad karma, then they may end up in the hellish planets, and again they will come back. So it is like Ei Rupe Brahman Bromite Kono Bhagavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. So by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, one can get the Bhakti Lata Bij, the seed of the creeper of Bhakti. So we have to see that is the mercy of Krishna. The opportunities are always coming. But sometimes they are catching, sometimes they are not catching. And those who are able to catch it, they are more fortunate. So especially, it doesn't matter. All the anshas are of Krishna, whether Muslim faith, Catholic, or whatever faith one may be of. They're all part and parcels of Krishna.
So this Sanatan Dharma is definitely a step. You cannot bypass it.
No, it is like, it's like saying I want to do PhD, but I want to bypass masters. You cannot do that.
Yeah.
Or I want to bypass the 10th grade.
Okay. So we
You
are we
cannot
are
do that.
we are
And
very
and and,
fortunate.
and it is not because I'm following, I'm saying that, because I have gone through those stages. I have studied the different scriptures, whatever little I know, and all the answers are found in our Krishna consciousness literatures. And then my point is that if somebody comes and say, why do you think you are the best? Why do you think that Krishna is God? Why do you think? So that such questions can arise. So then, we do not want to sound so prejudiced. My simple answer to those people, and this is my sincere answer, I'm speaking Bhagavad, I'm sitting on the Vyas Gadi right now, and without a tinge of any lie, I'm telling you, this is the answer I give them, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I said, if you can give me more information about God than what we have, I will be very glad to accept it. If you can give me, we in the Sanatan Dharma or Krishna consciousness, we know the names of God. We know the different activities of God. We know who his associates are. We know the names of his associates. We know what he likes to eat. We know how he sleeps. We know what is his favorite musical instrument. We have so much detail. So if you, whether Muslim or Jewish or Catholic or Christian or Buddhist, whosoever you may be, if you can give me more information on God, I will take it from you. I will love it, because then you are my real well-wisher. If you are able to give me more information on the Supreme Lord, which I'm dying to hear about, which I'm trying to know. So it's something that, it's a fact. It's nothing to do with, it's like, there is PhD degree, and if you don't have it, then PhD is bad, and if you have it, then PhD is good. And because I'm doing PhD, everybody should do it. No, it is not that attitude. Because I have more information on the Supreme Lord. You want to know about the Lord. You are a part of the Lord, which even your scriptures say in some places. Your scripture says God is great, Allahu Akbar. But Prabhupada said they don't know how great he is. Do they have any description where Allah stood for 7 days and 7 nights and with a very little teeny finger lifted up a huge mountain and shaded all these devotees and gave him protection? So how great he is, we know. We know his greatness, and every page of the Bhagavatam is describing his greatness. Every page of the Bhagavatam, his greatness lies in his sweetness. His greatness lies in his surrender to the devotees. Which God surrenders to the devotees? Which God will become a driver? Like Arjun's driver became a Ghodagadi driver, a Sarthi. Which God will do that? Explain that. How great is this God that he is willing to even serve his servants? He is willing to serve his devotees. Which God can do that? So first of all, we don't have faith in our own Sanatan Dharma, and we are not, nobody is propagating the Sanatan Dharma properly. Except, I can very proudly say, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. There might be a million faults, small and big, but this project of giving information to mankind, none other as unparalleled that ISKCON is doing. And that is what Srila Prabhupada's body is. That is what Srila Prabhupada's mission is. And there is much more. Just the theism part, the philosophy is one thing, but God is so great. Hey, which God will say, "Hey, Baba, you become my child," and God will become your child? Show me that in Islam. Show me that in Judaism, in Christianity.
Yeah.
We know how great our God is, Allahu Akbar. We know the meaning of Allahu Akbar. But unfortunately, even the Sanatan Dharmis, so sad. These Muslims, they know their kalmas, they know their alan, they know their what you call their prayers and all the namaz. And if we ask today, stop, let's go to the nearest mall and ask, we can easily find the people are Hindus or what. We can see, you can tell, and ask them, can you tell us how many verses are there in the Bhagavad Gita? Or can you tell us the essence of Bhagavad Gita? Tell me one verse of Bhagavad Gita. Tell me something about Krishna. Speak 2 minutes about Krishna. Speak 2 minutes about Ganesh ji. Speak 2 minutes about Lord Shiva. How many people are able to do that? It's a shame. We are simply, getting distracted with so many Western and other so-called modern society, creating a big distraction. What are we giving our children? Somehow or the other, we were fortunate. I don't know how fortunate I am. I boldly say so. It will be my biggest misfortune for some reason if I leave Krishna consciousness or I give it up. It's like finding the biggest coin or diamond and then losing it, or thinking of it as a piece of glass and throwing it in the garbage. Where is the time? So many people we are inviting, but they don't care. They are coming when they have time, when they feel like coming. Nobody is studious enough. And if you are not studious, if you don't learn your own scriptures or at least the essence, I don't remember all the verses. I forgot many verses, but at least the essence, the theme, the gist, we should understand the concept. Then we will never fail. At the time of death, Krishna will come for us. Forget the Vishnu Dutas. Forget the Yamdutas, no question. Krishna will personally carry us back to Golok Vrindavan. He is so eager. But we have no faith. And the problem is there is no proper preaching. It's all sentimental. Oh, why are you? I'm a Hindu because I was born Hindu. Khatam. End of the story. Nothing beyond that. Same thing, you ask a Muslim, why are you a Muslim? Oh, I was born Muslim.
Yes, if you don't feel the richness of this Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, you won't feel proud, and then you won't follow anything. You have to feel how rich the essence of this meaning of this dharma is, and what is.
Yes, and one more thing, Anup Prabhu. This Sanatana Dharma is not just for Hindus or for India.
Yeah.
One thing we have to remember that very clearly and very, very much, write it in golden letters. Sanatana Dharma is for all.
Yeah.
Sanatana Dharma, and we are talking about Dharma of the soul. That's what we spent 4 weeks, 1 month on just this one verse on Dharma Projita, understanding the word Dharma. Yeah. So the Dharma, even that ant who is crawling in our yard because of karmic reaction, that soul has taken the body of an ant. But at the end of the day, eventually it is a part and parcel of Krishna. And when the Kripa comes, that ant jiva that is in the ant's body can also end up in Golok Vrindavan.
Yes.
So what to talk about the Muslim followers of Islam or Christianity or Judaism or whatever, the entire Sanatana Dharma is Vasudev Kutumbam. Have you heard of that term?
Yeah.
Vasudev Kutumbam. It is, but most of the people's their idea of Sanatana Dharma is Hinduism. They actually make Sanatana Dharma so small. They make it small. Sanatana Dharma is eternal and it is infinite. It is just not limited to this 25% material world. Sanatana Dharma is what the gopis are following eternally, even in Golok Vrindavan. That is Sanatana Dharma.
Yes, exactly.
Very important. It's not about Hinduism. If somebody says that you are propagating, I don't want to hear that. I don't call myself a Hindu. People will think that I've gone crazy. No. Thanks to the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. I'm not into all those games that all these Vishwa Hindu Parishad and the RSS and this and that. That is completely on the bodily concept. That's what Prabhupada also gave up the Gandhivad. Even Gandhiji himself admits in one of his writings that he wished that he had a formal guru that he had taken the shelter of so that he could understand spirituality. Gandhiji criticized Sri Krishna. Did you know that? Gandhiji says that if what is true in the Bhagavatam, especially in the 10th canto, about the relationship between Krishna and the gopis, then I don't want a god like that in my life. These are his writings. So what is his understanding of Bhagavad Gita? In the essay of Bhagavad Gita, this is what he has written, that I have heard. So all these isms, Gandhivad, this, that, very temporary, very, ephemeral in nature. Like Prabhupada, he took to this Krishna consciousness, giving Gandhivad. When he met his guru, he said that who is going to listen when Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada told Abhay Charana Aravinda Das, the young Abhay Babu, that you seem to be a very educated person. You must preach this Krishna consciousness, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Vani, Bhagavad Vani to the English speaking world. So Abhay Babu said, Swamiji, who is going to listen to this? We are slaves. This is 1920s. First, our duty is to free our country. Swatantrata, Vande Mataram. The songs of Tagore are eulogized, but they do not sing the songs which is the great heritage of Gaudadesh, of the Vaishnava Acharyas. Rabindranath Tagore is well known than Narottam Das Thakur. So, you want to talk about the Muslims and Christians. The same question that you have asked can even apply to the Hindus or the Sanatan Dharmis who have not understood Sanatan Dharma, although born in Sanatan Dharma.
So that's why I said these books and this information is accessible to us. Basically, if you born in the Islamic family, they won't allow to probably read those or won't provide. But if somebody has eagerness, they can definitely go and read it. But generally, those are exclusive dharmas, right?
Yes.
They don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita.
That's why my question is, I got the answer. Like, if you do pious activities in other dharmas as well, you will burn, and you will have this access to this information, and next life you can.
No, not only pious activities, even one may be a very sinful person.
Yeah.
But if the desire is the strong desire to know God,
yeah,
the ultimate thing is, Krishna says that how you reciprocate. The reciprocation also means what is your desire? How much do you want to know me? How thirsty are you to know about me? If you want to know me just by the name God, so be it. Fine. You're satisfied. Chalo, theek hai. You're satisfied with SSC class. Fine. We can't put a gun on your head and say finish PhD.
yeah.
So the point is that desire. Again, the word Sushrubi in Bhagavatam, today's verse, very key word. The desire to cultivate that culture. We may not have it. You and I, we are all still maybe a degree here and there. We are completely materialist.
Yeah.
We are in Maya. But that strong desire will give us that extra grace of Krishna, the Kripa, through the Acharyas.
Yes.
And that's what Krishna, he himself says, Bhaunam Janmanamante, Jnanvan Mam Prapadyate, Vyāsadeva Sarvamiti, Samatma Sudurlabha. After many words, Bhaunam Janmanamante, Jnanvan Mam Prapadyate, one who has some knowledge will surrender to me. That Vyāsadeva Sarvamiti, Vyāsadeva Krishna is the Supreme Lord. But Samatma Sudurlabha, such a Mahatma, great soul, is very rare. So, it's basically the desire. And right now this Krishna consciousness is what? Is cultivating the right desire. The activities will follow. And those desires define our activities. And then again it will redefine our desires. And it will take us to another level of activities, meaning bhakti. Make sense?
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Haribo.
Nice. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Very good question though. Nice question.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I would like to add two things.
Please, Prabhu, go ahead.
ब्रह्मांड भ्रमिते कौन भाग्यवान जीव है, Guru Krishna Kripa Pai Bhakti Lata Bija, irrespective of their so-called materialistic religion, whether Christian, Islam and all that, if they are wandering in this world, but if Guru Krishna Kripa if there is there, in this birth itself, they can achieve the result.
Yes,
Similarly,
of course.
Lord Krishna says, Api chet suduracharo bhajante mam anyanya bhav. Sadhu rev samantavya samyak vyavastito hi sa. And we have an example of Haridas Thakur and Rahimji, who were born in this, and many people who are born in the other religion and achieved the result. So, irrespective of their religion, if they get mercy of Guru Shastra and Sadhu in this birth, irrespective of their religion or their pious activities, they can achieve the results.
Very true, Prabhuji. Nice, very thoughtful verses that you presented. Yes, Haridas Thakur and Rahim, and then also Ras Khan. There are so many different Chand Kazi. They were all Muslims. So by the mercy of Krishna, Mahaprabhu, they were all made Vaishnavas. So yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of knowing the Supreme, how much you want to know.
Yes.
Yeah, the degree,
Right.
but degree. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Right.
Anybody else before we conclude for today? Gopal Prabhu, how are you?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam.
Jai Srila Prabhupada. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. The nice question asked by Anup Prabhuji, and really, it's I mean, so much informative that you have answered. I have one more, not relating to this, but relating to the material. So, Prabhuji, the first and second verse, it says we have I mean the kamana of moksha, which is even both the verses are explaining the similar kind of thing that
I'm sorry, Gopal Prabhu, which verses are you referring to?
The same Bhagavatam. Today we were in second verse. I'm talking about second verse as well as the first verse.
Okay.
That even we should be without any like kamana of moksha or even Golok Vrindavan or any desire of those things, we should be thinking about Krishna. So
yes, serving Krishna wherever we are.
Yeah. So
Yes.
my question is,
Yes.
is Swarga Kamana is, of course, looks like a desire. Like Swarga, we will have all kind of material object, like we will have all the Sukha, Sampati and all those we can think about. But when we think about moksha, means reaching to nirvana or Atma, mingling with the Paramatma. So if that is the case, like reaching to Golok Vrindavan, so are we still like connecting to material? Like the question comes.
I'm really sorry, Prabhuji. I don't understand your question at all.
Okay.
If you want to rephrase.
Okay. In short, I mean the verses, this is even moksha ki kamana se rahit. I mean,
Correct.
So yeah, that is the summary of my question. So even without the kamana of desire of moksha, we should be thinking about Krishna consciousness or thinking about like Bhagavad Mahapurana. So my question is, moksha is a material desire?
100%. Moksha is for the self. Wherever when the word moksha comes, you put a big equation. Moksha equals I, myself. There's nothing to do with Krishna. I want to get liberated because I am dukhi, I have this, I have that problem. this world is full of miseries. I want to get liberated. There is no question of the pleasure of Krishna there. There is no question of bhakti. So, Bhagavad propagates that the main essence is all kinds of dharma, including all kinds of different jnana, karma, etc., that leads you for sense gratification or for yourself, where you are in the center, that is a cheating religion, and that should be thrown away. So all these concepts of liberation that are there for a Vaishnava, they never even desire it. If it's what does Krishna want? Krishna wants me to come to Golok, I'll be happy to go there. Krishna wants me to stay here and assist Prabhupada, I'm very happy to do that. Krishna wants me to do a particular seva here. So liberation means basically you get liberated from material attachments and from material things and get attached to the lotus feet of Krishna. That is liberation. Liberation is not some magical transformation that you merge into something or you get a nice fresh body, etc. No. It is a different story. Yes, one can get another body based on the karma, based on bhakti, based on the relationship with the Lord. One can be a coward friend of Krishna, so he will get a coward boy's body. One can be the Nitya Siddha Go, or one can become Sadhan Siddha Gopi, and one can enter into that Leela of Krishna, where one can have a relationship with a Krishna of a conjugal relationship. So one can become a fatherly or a motherly figure for Krishna if they so desire. But the thing is, ultimately, whatever the desire is, it is at the end of the day for the pleasure of Krishna, for serving Krishna. So if Krishna gives me a body of a cow, I'll take it. If Krishna tells me to stay here, Krishna desires to stay here, but my bhakti will not be hindered. Bhakti will be 100% pure. That is the goal. That is real liberation. Even in this body, we can get liberated. Prabhupada says. Liberation means liberation from material things. That is the actual meaning of liberation. All those concepts that are of liberation that are given of Sayujya, Samipya, Salokya, Sarsi, Shasti, Ityadi, they are all Nimna in nature. If somebody wants that, and Krishna may even give that because he is very kind. But our Mahaprabhu's movement is not like that. Our Mahaprabhu's movement is wherever we are, we will chant your holy name. We will be engaged in your service. And everybody, wherever they are, they can engage in Krishna's service. There is no denial. No matter what walk of life they are in. Pure bhakti is completely independent of material condition. It is there in the Bhagavad. There is a verse, I can't remember. It is not dependent on any material condition. It is fully independent because bhakti is Krishna. Krishna's name, Krishna's form, Krishna's pastimes or Leela, Krishna's paraphernalia, Krishna's associates, they are all expansions of Krishna. Especially Naam, Roop, form, etc. They are Sri Krishna. So Sevan Mukha Jiva Ado. Shastra says that with the first we can do seva of Krishna, pure bhakti, Sevan Mukha Jiva Ado. First with the tongue, Jiva Ado, by chanting the holy names and tasting Krishna Prasada. All the other senses will be purified. No matter where we are, it does not matter. Desire of Prahlad. Narsingadeva Bhagavan says, oh, now that your father is killed, the demon is gone. I'm very pleased with your bhakti. Let me take you back to Vaikuntha. Prahlad Maharaj says, no, my dear Narsingadeva, I'm not interested in this offer. Then what is it that you're interested in? I want to stay here. So many people here are bereft of Krishna consciousness. I want to serve my Gurudev Naradji. Narsingadeva Bhagavan, very happy with that answer. He says, Tathastu. You will not only serve your Gurudev, but you will also inherit your father's kingdom. For 10,000 celestial years, you will rule. And because you are a good devotee, you will never do anything wrong. As a matter of fact, you will be exemplary in your behavior, and you will be inspiring everybody in Krishna consciousness. So that is also a big service. That is bhakti. That is liberation, real liberation. This is such a big khichdi these people have made out of Sanatana Dharma. And that is why the youth, they don't even want to hear it. They don't want, they talk about fairy tales, mythology. The British have injected that. Even the great Dr. Radhakrishnan, our first president of India, he wrote Bhagavad Gita, and his concept of Bhagavad Gita is like, there is no Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra is this body. The senses are the demoniac personalities. So what is that Kurukshetra where people are going and bowing down their heads? The Jyotish Tirtha. This is the understanding. Because Dr. Radhakrishnan, he studied all the British historians. And with some philosophy, he mixed that up. That is why those who are very fortunate will get there. And that will come with if you have that sincere desire. It is not just some chance that we are sitting here together discussing for the last 3 hours. And so many satsangs that we are doing. It is the pure mercy of Srila Prabhupada flowing. As long as we are desirous of accepting, Prabhupada will keep giving. If you have a small katora, then you can only hold that much milk. You have a big katora, then the milk giver is giving endless milk. How much can you grasp? How much can we grasp? So, we are all extremely fortunate. Every time you bow down to the Lord, give Him a special thanks. That somehow or the other, you have put us in the right school. I may be a bad student, I don't know. But again, I will come out nice and clean, and I will become a pure devotee by the mercy of the pure devotees. For the pleasure of Krishna, not for my pleasure. Krishna is pleased when we take to bhakti. So bhakti is pure, but taking to bhakti is bhakti. Taking to bhakti is bhakti because bhakti is pleasing Krishna. It pleases Radharani. Okay, Gopal Prabhu, does that make sense?
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the like perfect answer.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
I remember. Sorry, one more. You said Radha Krishna ji. I mean the first president. Even Jawaharlal Nehru has written Discovery of India.
Yeah, they can write so many things. Nonsense. The cheaters and the cheated. Tomorrow Trump is going to lose. He's going to write a book. It will still sell. The people who were fired by Trump, they have all written books. They're selling bestsellers on the New York, what do you call? New York's bestsellers. So, anyways, Hare Krishna, everybody please be safe. And always remember Nrsimhadev Bhagwan. He is that Lord. He is Krishna, especially coming to protect the devotees. So, by the way, we will be meeting next Sunday and we will be starting the Kartik program then. Okay? Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.